Yeah. Okay, there's a bit more to it than that, but for the most part, yes, Rent-A-Girlfriend sucks. But why does it suck? Is it that the main character is a weirdo gooner stalker who has a school uniform fetish? Is it that every girl in the show has barely any redeeming qualities? Is it that every side character except for one sucks? Is it that literally nothing ever happens in this show ever? I'm gonna spoil it. It's all four. Let's go over all my thoughts with the show, with the first being the main character, Kazuya. Oh my god, this guy is literally the worst. He's a gooner, he's manipulative, he's possessive, and he's a stalker. He's the epitome of a guy who falls in love with a stripper. In spite of that, he manages to pull like mad bitches throughout the entire show. He never develops, he faces no repercussions for any of his actions, and if anything, he's only enabled by everyone he meets. In one episode, he stalks Chizuru for a whole day. By the way, Chizuru is like the main female love interest, so yeah, just thought you should know that. He sees her on a date with a hotter guy, then overhears the guy say something that alludes to Chizuru getting trafficked. So instead of going up to Chizuru and telling her, or calling her because he has her number, or texting her, he just keeps stalking her. And she catches him, and she's mad for like 1 second, and then, and I'm paraphrasing here, she basically says, he actually cared enough to stalk me? Like, what are we even talking about? What are you talking about? He was stalking you. Mind you, he has a girlfriend during all of this. Yeah, since season 1, Kazuya has been dating a girl named Ruka, and she is a perfect segue into the next segment. Being Gooner Slop, it is only natural that Rent-A-Girlfriend is a harem anime. You know, we can't do it with one girl. We need 5. First is the main romantic interest of the show, Chizuru. Chizuru is an enabler. The whole plot is that she pretends to date him because their grandmas know each other. So like Kazuya's grandma knows Chizuru's grandma because they're both in the hospital together. And Chizuru went on one rental date with Kazuya, but Chizuru doesn't want her grandma to know that she's a rental girlfriend, so they pretend they're real, like actually real life dating. But then her grandma dies, so there's like no reason to lie. Like, is Kazuya waiting for his grandma to die too? Because that's fucked up. But she never holds him accountable for like anything he does, and he does so much. Now, to be fair, if I was Chizuru, I would probably be fearing for my life, so I would probably just go along with it, because he also lives literally right next to her. He didn't move there afterwards, he was always living there, but I'd still be like scared. Ruka was also a rental girlfriend, but Kazuya didn't rent her. It was Kazuya's friend who rented her, but then she witnessed Kazuya like save Chizuru's life, and then she was like, wow, I wish somebody would love me like that. So then she blackmails Kazuya into dating her, or else she'll tell Chizuru's grandmother that Chizuru's a rental and I guess kill her by heartbreak. Next is Ruka. Ruka is Kazuya's actual girlfriend. Now, of all the people she could blackmail, I don't know why she picked Kazuya. She could have picked anyone else. Next is Mami. And yes, that's her actual name, and I do hate saying it every time. She's Kazuya's ex, and her prime objective in life is to make Kazuya miserable. We don't know why she's doing this. People think it's like she loves him and she wants him back, or if she just is a bitch. Personally, I don't know, and she doesn't really do anything, so it doesn't matter. Speaking of not doing anything, Sumi. Sumi is Sumi. And finally, there's a 5th girl that was introduced in the 3rd season, but I don't know her name, so she doesn't matter. Then there's the side characters, and I'm going to keep this brief because they, like the other characters, also get no development. There's Kazuya's friends, which are kind of weird, but there's one guy who punches him in the face, so I can fuck with that, anytime. There's Kazuya's grandma, she's weird. There's Chizuru's grandma. She's probably the best side character, or probably the best character in the show, if I'm being honest. And there's Chizuru's friends, which I'm pretty sure aren't even named, so that doesn't matter. And then, what I think is the worst aspect of the show is the plot. Now, you might be saying, what plot? And you'd be right, because there is no plot in the entire show. It's just things happening to happen, it's trope after trope, and nothing's actually, nothing is happening. There's only one important arc that actually happens, and that's in season 3. So 30 episodes in. Now, I don't mind tropes. In fact, some of the best romance like animes I've seen are very tropey, but they use the tropes to progress the like characters' relationships. Here, it's just, oh, we need to have a beach episode, so they're going to the beach now. But nothing actually changes after that. It just happens. The only important arc in the show so far is the movie arc. The movie, basically, Chizuru wants to be in a movie, so Kazuya and the gang help her out. And Chizuru's grandma, she's dying, so they're trying to rush it so they can show it to her before she dies. And they do. You know, it's actually, I'd say that's probably the best moment in the show. I thought it was pretty sweet. But even still, a gold spotted shit is still shit. Mind you, there is 420-page chapters of this manga, and literally from the start to where the plot is now, nothing has changed. Most arcs or like episodes just boil down to Kazuya bumps into Chizuru. She calls him a pervert. They hang out. Kazuya spends 5 minutes gushing over Chizuru's ass. Ruka gets mad. Sumi watches them and blushes. And by the way, I said episode. This is like over 2 or 3 episodes at least. Dead ass. 16 minutes of an episode is just spent describing Chizuru acting in a play. When I realized how long it was going to be, I skipped it, and it took like a minute to get through all of it. Just some minor parts I forgot. You know, every girl's over-sexualized, 90% of the conflict stems from basic misunderstandings, the jokes fall flat, it's gooner slop, tropey, all that's crap. The show is just too far gone. It's irredeemable. There's nothing that could happen that could like change the course of this ship. It's just gone. It's just done. It's gone. It's done. If I could change anything at the start, if this show was a parody, I think it would truly be like a generational anime. If it were like a Konosuba type show where it's like making fun of the tropes and making fun of like all the character archetypes, I think it would be really funny because the show makes me laugh, but it's not the stuff I'm supposed to laugh at. It's just a boring mess with lousy characters, no plot, and no redeeming qualities. The only thing that I like about the show is that they are college adults. And they're not high schoolers, so they're not kids being over-sexualized. So, you know, that part I kind of like. That's a good part. But then he started writing another manga in which all the girls are underage and they're from the same family. So I don't know what he was going for there. But it's still just bad. It's still just bad. It's a fun bad at times. But most of the time it's just a boring bad or it's a bad bad. And a boring bad I think is the worst bad. Because I think things are funny when they're fun bad. But when a show is boring bad, it's just the worst. Like, it's so bad at times, I just get frustrated with what's going on. But somehow it's still better than Classroom of the Elite.